सब कुछ कर लिया, अब क्या बाकी रह गया है? क्योंकि जी चलो आपका संस्था है, आप अच्छे काम के लिए काम करें तो कम से कम 5% तो बनता ही है। अब वो 5% की साइड में जाएगा वो हमको समझ नहीं आ रहा है सर। उसके बाद में आज तक वो लोन नहीं किया। उसके बाद में हमें पता चला कि भाई महिला बैंक है, वो भारतीय महिला बैंक है, वो करते हैं। इसलिए 2 महीने पहले हमने संपर्क किया उनसे, जयपुर में उनका जो ब्रांच है राजस्थान में, वहां से संपर्क किया तो उनकी ओर से ना हो गया। तो फिर हम सीधे नेहरू पैलेस पहुंचे, नलिनी जी के पास पहुंचे अभी 15 तारीख को। तो उन्होंने भी जवाब ये दिया कि नहीं, एनजीओ को नहीं दे सकते क्योंकि एनजीओ है वो भग जाती है, या इस तरह की बहुत सारे एनजीओ गाइडलाइन में हमारे आती नहीं है। हम सिर्फ जो महिलाओं की ग्रुप है उनको कर सकते हैं। अब हमारा जयपुर का जो डिस्टेंस है वो 200 किलोमीटर है। अब 5 महिलाओं का अकाउंट खुलवाने के लिए जो एक ब्लॉक लेवल तक 20 किलोमीटर में हमको कितना पसीना करना पड़ता है, क्या 200 किलोमीटर संभव हो सकता है? बहुत ही मुश्किल है। क्योंकि ये हम जो कहानी बता रहे हैं वो ग्रास रूट की कहानी बता रहे हैं कि एक गांव की महिला का बैंक ब्लॉक लेवल तक खुलवाना, शहर जो नजदीकी शहर है वहां तक खुलवाने में कितनी समस्याएं आती है, तो वो जयपुर तक कैसे पॉसिबल हो सकता है? दूसरी बात सर, वहाँ की जो मैनेजर है, आप अदरवाइज मत लेना इसको, मैं किसी के प्रति प्रश्न नहीं कर रही हूँ, लेकिन जो हमारा अनुभव रहा है वो काफी दुख हुआ है, इसलिए हम कह रहे हैं। जो मैनेजर साहब होते हैं वो पर्सनल प्रॉपर्टी की तरह समझते हैं और एनजीओ के प्रति जो उनका बिहेव होता है वो बहुत ही अजीब सा होता है। और खास तौर से हो सकता है मुझे प्रॉब्लम फेस करनी पड़ी है, इसलिए मुझे कहना पड़ रहा है। महिला के प्रति होता है वो बहुत ही अजीब सा होता है उनके प्रति। तो यहाँ जो बात होती है वो बहुत अलग होती है और जो ग्रास रूट पे बात होती है उसमें बहुत जमीन आसमान का फर्क होता है।
आप जो कह रहे हो बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हो, तो मेरी आप सेपरेटली ऑफलाइन इनसे बात कर लेंगे, कुछ और प्रश्न मिलेंगे तो और अच्छा रहेगा। लेकिन आपका पॉइंट बहुत हाँ, जिसके कारण सबको पता तो चला कि हो क्या रहा है। सबसे जो मैं सवाल पूछा था ना, प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट कैसे बनाते हैं, दैट विल बी आस्क्ड अ क्वेश्चन एंड देन वी विल चेक इट।
Ms. Ruki, when you say about group finance, there are a lot of women here, I'm sure, who are working in the service industry in the city, but working with underprivileged people, and they are not an NGO but running private organizations. And these are self-employed entrepreneurs like myself also, and I'm sure there are lots of other women. Now, usually it has to make sense for the bank also when we take loan from there. Of course, the project report has to reflect well, and if you give money to, and all of you also the same thing, it should make sense for you as well. But the government is trying to help underprivileged people, NGOs and your group things. How do women who are working in the cities with people who are not considered wealthy and with people who are uneducated benefit from such schemes? Because when we work with those kind of people, the salary levels are low, the kind of turnover you can show is also low, and yet we also need loans, but the city rents are different, and the cost of living in the city and trying to do businesses in the city is very high compared to doing the same thing, say, in a village. So it becomes a very difficult position for a women like that, because neither are we considered village women, nor are we considered, Mrs. Ambani's. We are somewhere in the middle and sandwiched, so we can't even get the benefits of NGOs or benefits like that. But yet we are doing that kind of service in the city, and for many years at a stretch, just self-providing, looking after it from our own family initiative. And it would be so nice if there was some scheme that was made to help the city women who are working with such classes of people.
Would you like to take some more questions and keep answering them? That would be very useful.
Yeah, this is to Mr. Kumar. You said that you prefer women entrepreneurs with good business plans, right, in the end. But initially you said that you still consider them as co-owners and not the main applicants. So don't you think those are two contradicting remarks, and being like seeing myself as an entrepreneur in future, I would like to know which one holds true so that I can come to you. And to Mr. Mukhi, I would like to say, you said that you support livelihood types of business when you ask for no collateral, right? But honestly, what I've experienced so far, dairy farming and animal husbandry, they are not, they sound as women-centric, but if you look behind it, the rules and regulations are not very women-friendly. So I don't think there would be any productive outcome as far as supporting entrepreneurs and livelihood type of business comes into question. Talk about women in rural areas. If you're talking to women who are very, very educated here, probably most of us are more than graduates here. And for women here, when we went in, we don't want to be supported by our parents, or we don't want to be supported by our husbands. If we want to start something because we've had children, we want to be independent. There's nothing really there for mid-level career women who have good education. And you still require collateral. Someone like me who is into manufacturing wanted to give her machinery as collateral, which was not good enough. They still wanted either a personal loan, which I rather used to buy jewelry. That's what we preferred. And the other thing was give your home as collateral, which I found very disappointing. And the rate of interest, which I was getting for rural areas, they're giving 6%. I was getting at 15% with 90% collateral home loan, which is not good enough for a first time entrepreneur.
We do have facilities like NABARD and various other rural banks, and all those are so much male dominated. तो कोई ऐसी स्कीम नहीं है कि वुमेन को डायरेक्टली पता चले कि उनके लिए क्या स्कीम्स है. They are all been there, but I don't think the remote women of Bihar or any kind of a village will know कि उनके लिए ये schemes है. So is there a door-to-door campaigning or door-to-door service which tells them that these are facilities, come up and start your business, or come up and showcase your talent, be it you are an artisan, peasant, or anybody. Like we have polio door-to-door campaigning. So do we have any kind of facility like this today? Even for the women who don't access to TV or newspapers.
आप क्रेडिट हिस्ट्री को भी देखो कि she did require loan. I also want to know in credit history is late payment. What I mean is you have to have that minimum payment in the credit card. When you get a bill, you say minimum payment required is this much. So you assume that you are not defaulting and you pay later. What does that mean? Are you in default?
No.
Then it's not
the total amount is not paid. You can pay it by installment also, like the minimum amount. That will not be treated. See, in my case, what happened was they had sent me some wrong bill, and I had a dispute with that credit card person. They added some interest to it. So because of that, I had a dispute, and it was settled also. But it still remained in the civil dispute.
Yeah, so just adding to the point of credit history, because that's first time, you're very young women who are going to start out businesses. We don't even have a credit history. So how do we, go ahead? How do we proceed?
Would you now like to answer the question? I see now the answer is yes. We must get the answer now.
I think, that's what everyone is looking for.
So I'll start with the query which was raised by that young lady there regarding what are the schemes, how do we make people aware of certain schemes, is there something which is happening like polio. Now thankfully this particular government has started off with a drive which is the inclusive drive, okay, wherein you would have all been familiar with something called the Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana and the financial inclusion plan, which all the banks are actually doing. Okay, so what we are actually doing is that we are going to those locations which were unbanked earlier. So these are rural unbanked locations, and also locations which are even in the urban locations we have where people are not included. That is, they don't have any bank accounts or formal banking. So we are reaching those locations also. We call it urban financial inclusion. And one way of reaching them is either we put a camp there and try to make them open their accounts. As you are aware that only 40% of the people in India are formal banking accounts. Okay, so you are looking at large chunk, 60%, who have not seen a bank. So we are trying to reach them as part of this program, this inclusive drive. And wherever a bank doesn't have a branch, there is a way of reaching them. We call it the business correspondent and business facilitator model, through which we can reach them. So what we do is, if we can have a small micro ATM there, wherein there can be a cash in, cash out kind of a thing. We give smart cards to them. All these are Aadhaar enabled. Okay, so there is authentication by Aadhaar, and you know the government envisages that probably almost 100 crore population will have Aadhaar by March 15. So that is the kind of vision which is there. When we do this, bank account opening is only one part. The most important part is about financial literacy. Because you can have an account with them, they can just come in and deposit and they can just withdraw. But what happens next? The whole idea is that they should get into this habit, and that will come only when there is some financial literacy program which is there. In a lot of locations we have like street plays to make them aware of what are the things they can do, how the savings habit can lead to some small lending, some micro lending, which can lead to some activity building. You know, these are the things which as a bank we are doing it. I think the state governments are also involved in this, and probably looking forward to, you know, in another 5 years time horizon, we'll have maybe not all of India, but at least major chunk of locations where people will be aware of. Now, coming to the pricing issue, I think somebody raised some issue about pricing. Now, I think gone are the days when you could charge any amount or any price depending upon, you know, how your relationship is. Today, you know, we are dictated by what is called a base rate. Okay, and base rate is nothing else but the kind of a cost plus the transaction cost and some risk premium which is attached. That's how every bank has its base rate. No bank can lend below the base rate, and anything which is above that. In fact, today I would say, you know, most of the banks, if you look at, they would build in some kind of a risk assessment into it, in the model. And every bank has technologically advanced now. And so you'll have a risk assessment. So based on risk assessment, today's rate, I would say, if you, I think someone from Churu was there, and I would like to meet her later offline and see whether my branch in Churu can help them out in this endeavor. Okay, so because we have a branch in Churu. Okay, and I can tell you that there is a need for loan from women entrepreneurs. Okay, especially the loans of small scale kind, may not be a medium scale but small scale, which is a major chunk today, or focus also. That the banks are, because it's a requirement of a bank today, because they also have to meet their priority sector norms. Okay, and so today, I mean, I can say that if it is a priority sector loan, we can look at a rate of interest of anything from, if my base rate is 10.25 today, I can look at anything from 10.25 to 12.5. You know, that is the kind of rate I can look at depending upon the assessment, and not 1500 or 50% or 40%. Sorry? No, again, what we have, that's what I said, the range. It depends upon if you are looking at a loan where the primary security is your plant, machinery, etc., and you are looking at a loan amount which may not be reasonably very high, then we don't insist on the collateral also. Okay? But if the loan, because what happens is we are also governed by our products and certain guidelines of the Reserve Bank of India, wherein if your loan amount is more, then definitely we look at some collateral also. Okay? So the rate today is very, very competitive, I would say, especially in the public sector space. And today, I think the key things which are important is, one, the inclusiveness. The second part is the outreach program, which all the banks are entering into, you know, like financial literacy, participation together with organizations, IBA, government, you know, as part of the package. And also as, I think, certain transparency which has come into the picture. Because today, I mean, it's very difficult for a bank. I think I was quite distressed when he talked about a bank manager asking about, saris and somebody talking about 5% culture. I think it's very, very distressing, especially, and it's good that, these are the forums where you get to hear this from the ground so that you can sensitize the people on the ground that that's what we stand for. Thankfully, I think a lot of people are getting caught also. I think because of the information and transparency. Okay, so transparency is the key. That you can't charge a customer of the same vintage or same creditworthiness a different percentage than me, because now the system is trying to derive a pricing, which is risk-based pricing. Because that is taken care of. Now, I think, sorry. Yes,
Actually, what happens is, in most of the schemes, I'm talking direct, that was IDBI right now. Please use the mic, Poona. Please use the mic. Please introduce yourself. I'm not going to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Poona Mahajan. Actually, we had a home loan, and a scheme came out by IDBI only that in case you open up an account with IDBI, your rate of interest will be reduced. We were not informed about the scheme, and our loan amount was quite high. So, when you look back, you feel you'll be cheated. At least that communication, when a scheme comes out, it should be informed to all the customers. Awareness of the schemes, awareness of whatever new measures are happening is actually still not happening, unfortunately.
So I think the key thing which even the young lady over there was pointing out, access to information is something which everyone is desiring here, access to information about the particular bank, the scheme, whatever. That is what basically, and we as a flow would like to play that role of a catalyst, constructive catalyst in making this happen. So we would use our website subsequently, but this is what I think is the major access to the information regarding the particular, because you can't be hunting everywhere. It has to be there available.
Most of the women are educated and with access to all the media. And still we do not know how will a normal common person know any of your schemes.
That's the point where
That's what idea. So this is one forum where we would have at least women-centric points that could at least to begin with we could start.
Or what we can actually have is, like IBA is the body where all the banks are associated with it. Indian Bank, okay, so this is the trade body of the banks, and this is the body which also interacts with the government. So it is a kind of an intermediary between the government, the Reserve Bank of India, and the banks. Probably IBA can be one good forum where they can all these schemes of various banks can be put together based on various sectors or whatever specifics, and that can be accessed by and that can be propagated by FLO or anyone else. Sorry? Yes.
We will recommend this.
It's very easy to digress, when there are so many people asking questions.
I think
Bring it back. I'm not trying to be the Chinese or
yeah, I'll try to answer as many as possible. And I think another lady asked about co-borrower, and when we say that ceteris paribus, other things remaining the same, whether a woman entrepreneur gets a better treatment than the man. Right? Now, these two are not contradictory in the sense that this has been the history. If you look at what I actually see on the, sitting on my chair, getting into the system, the proposals, this is what I see. And I see the co-borrowers there, I see, the shareholding is there, but these are the people who are not playing very active role, when the proposal comes in. So when the discussion comes in, I hardly get to see the second applicant or the third applicant.
That is what is there in your mind always. Seeing an application where woman is there.
No, I want to see.
Yeah.
I would like to.
That's the purpose.
Yeah,
This comes into your mind that she's not an active participant.
No, because when we discuss, so on the ground actually, that's the fact which I thought I'll just share. So it would be very nice if they come forth, discuss it out, why not? Why? Suppose I'm discussing a proposal of a, let's say, an export-oriented unit, or even say a big mortgage loan against property. Why? I mean, we can discuss. Why can't? It's so nice. We should.
You have to sensitize your ears.
Yes, we'll
You
do
need to
that.
sensitize.
Correct.
You should
That's the
not
point.
give the impression that they are just
Yes.
We
So,
are not.
there's a need for sensitization, yes, which will definitely,
To be taken seriously.
yeah. Now, I think ma'am suggested something about mentoring, yes. And I think, lot of, I think that was a fantastic suggestion, especially for the startups.
Yes,
Startups,
and
you know.
may I also add on, while listening to you, the thought comes to my mind is, why only mentoring? Apart from mentoring, like you have your PROs or whatever, could you have a panel of consultants? Not mandatory, but who would be kind of recommended by the bank, where the ladies could go and maybe get the project report done or take assistance at a nominal fees referred by the bank. It would help you so much, not only to the entrepreneur. Your loan processing time is faster because things are in order, and as for mentoring, your servicing of the loan gets better, and part of it you are taking care of the CSR now. If there is any cost involved, take it as CSR. But help us move ahead.
Are we ever going to see a day like Islamic banking, lower rates of interest
Islamic banking, they work in the concept of there's no interest but on profit basis. No, Islamic banking is, yeah, it is no interest, but there will be a profit. They operate on a basis of no interest, but on a profit basis.
So there's a share competition.
Yeah, equity. Yeah. And that's based on the Sharia law.
Sharia.
And India is still Reserve Bank is still not given an okay to Islamic banking, unlike in other countries where they do have.
I guess we should make it mandatory for the banks to meet the central government schemes for priority central lending and emphasize it. We should do that. As a recommendation, it would be very, like, RBI should be met. Make it 3%, not 5%. 5%.
No, actually there was a directive by the Reserve Bank of India in 2000 to achieve 5% in 5 years. They have achieved, in fact I have the data, RBI has achieved 14% and several banks have achieved 14-15%, like Canara Bank has achieved 14%.
Maybe a couple of them, but generally the banks are not.
No majority of them. No majority of them, I have the data.
To be meeting this.
It is not mandatory, but still they are meeting.
Make it mandatory, then they will.
We can increase the number. Instead of 5%, it could be even 10%. 5 is already achieved. No, 5 is already achieved without mandatory. So we should make the target now high. Okay, see, there are institutes for entrepreneurship development in Ahmedabad. There are also like entrepreneurship development cell in many of the IIMs, which help in developing the project reports. And I also come across on this interactive session which we had in Bangalore. There is one entrepreneurship network. I don't remember the full session. There is. Huh?
NEN.
NEN.
Yes.
Yes.
But
So.
you know what is happening here? If you take what the Wadi and under your CSR, if there could be a session like this again selectively, on just talking about how to bring together a project report. We could subsequently do it 6 months hence or
Yes.
7 months down the line, which is the second step towards, which was talking about how to convert actually the loan taken by them. We could think of and say, that is a very taking estimate. We should know what is it. So you
No,
could
that's
say
a good
that
suggestion. Not
workshop.
only, even Madam suggested that it could come under the CSR.
Yes.
So that kind of sounds.
We can work it out separately,
Yeah.
you, and then we can do another thing with this separately. We can fall into your bandwidth in a different bucket or not.
Okay.
I just would like to add.
Presenting for their queries, which
No,
to be.
Yeah, on the project report, I just thought I'll just complement what you said. That, see, all those cases which are, let's say, up to 1 crore or 2 crores, which come to the bank, normally you'll find that, they're or entrepreneurs who are technical in nature, or somebody who's like from Churu, you'll find that they are not very equipped with financials. They will not know. They're more concerned about their artisans, their handicapped worker. So they will do good at that, but they're not good at this. So it is also the responsibility of the branch. So what they do is small loans up to 2 crores. They will also actually they're supposed to be hand-holding those people that आप अपना जो है इस साल का आपने कितनी प्रॉफिट बनाई और उसकी एक छोटी सी प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस एंड बैलेंस शीट उनसे बना देते हैं और 2 साल की उनकी प्रोजेक्शन से बनाते हैं. So that's what they do. And I think in fact we are telling those people that instead of insisting that you go and get it done from a professional, because ultimately this also costs them. And if they approach somebody besides the time lag, there is a cost which is also associated. So because now we don't insist on loan which are let's say 1 crore, 2 crores to get it by a CA certified. It can be self-certified also. तो जहाँ पे self-certified का option है, उसमें our branch is able to help them out in drawing up a small profit and loss and balance sheet. Which, okay, so that helps. This has started.
Yeah. Madam, you had raised some key points. Our schemes are meant for rural and part of the city market. Even we have got customers from Delhi. It is audible? We have got customers in Delhi or all major cities. Our local NGOs are here also, Meena, Pathways and Nidam. All these are working in Delhi for the target group which was mentioned. That is downtrodden, poor, migratory people. For these people, they are still working and we are financing them. It is not only for villages. Very much in Delhi also, if you are really working towards this end, we are there to help you out. Only thing is, we have got no branch, we are a single window agency. We are our head office and regional office both are here, it is quite nearby to walkable from here. Just opposite to Lady Evening College, Rashtriya Mahila Kosh. Your other point was whether registered. Only requirement is that is if you are NGO, whether it is registered or not. You tell me. Your NGO is.
So I was asking for entrepreneurs who are self-employed women who also work with this underprivileged class but are not NGOs. Does your bank help those women?
No, as I told earlier also, we are not. We are not financing to individuals. We are financing to groups only. Reason being, as I told, we do not have any branch offices. As commercial banks have got 3,000 branches, 11,000 branches, our is a single window. An application which has come from say Andaman Nicobar, we cannot understand which individual, we cannot deal with directly with the lady borrowers. We will be directly dealing with the IMOs, intermediary organization.